Welcome back, guys, to another day in the vlog, and welcome back to a beautiful day in New York. And as you see behind me, we've got the 1984 Corvette, and we're going to give it a nice big review and tell you everything that's wrong, everything we're going to do to it, and just check it out. So let's get into it. Alright guys, now as I told you at the beginning of the video, we're going to take a nice deep look at the 1984 C4 Corvette in this beautiful maroon color. Now starting from the outside, it's your typical C4, 84, first year they made the C4 Corvettes. Now there are some things similar to the C3s, and then other things you'll see similar to the C5s. Now, normally, like all Corvettes, you've got the quad taillights in the back, a little more updated from the C3s, a little more round, but then compared to the newer styles, the C4, the C5, the C6, C7, and then, well, C8's out of more. It's got this new sportier look, sits down lower, doesn't look more like a muscle car, looks more like a sports car. Starting in the C4s. Now you see we've got the classic wheels on there, running the 255 with tires at 17s all around. Makes for some beefy tires. We've got the pop-up antenna. Also on the back, we got the pop-up headlights up front, which are a nice touch. And then back here, we've got Phil, which to a lot of people probably won't figure that out, but it is a nice little touch on the Corvettes. Something different, interesting they did with these cars. Now this one particular is a convertible. It's a hardtop convertible. This whole top section of the car comes right off. Take a couple bolts, this whole thing comes right off. Stores right in the trunk, I guess you could call it, for easy storage. For, you know, if you ever need it down the road. And now let's look at the paint. This paint, I mean, it's got some problems, but it is a beautiful maroon. There are some chips, which we're gonna fix. There's a chip right in the head, middle of the hood. We do have a crack in the hood, but overall, minor scratches and chips all around, which we will fix in time. Now into the interior of the car, we have this nice black leather, fully blacked out interior with maroon accents around, maroon carpet. And we get the center console. It's all the information of the car, automatic shifter. As you can tell, the previous owner has updated the radio, but I believe it's only the radio, because only half the speakers actually work in this car, which is another problem. There is our switches for the dash. There's our retro dash, really 80s, with all the different colors and, you know, looking like an Atari game, which is another problem in this car. Half the dash only works, which is something else we're going to have to replace. And excuse the mess, it is almost a daily driven car, but as you can see, it is a very clean dash. Not many problems, just used, dirty. Well, yeah, used. And in this Corvette, we have a total of 8 speakers. 2 on the front, 2 up on the top, 2 on each door, and then another 4 in the back. And to pop the back, we go right into the center console, and you hit that button, which pops it back. Now, let's get back there and look at that. Now, alright, as we enter the back of the car, the trunk, back, whatever you want to call it, it is your standard C4 back. A lot of space back here, which is surprising for a sports car. And again, we've got the 4 speakers that are sitting back here. And a lot of people don't know, but under here, we got a privacy color, which, if you pull it all out, will clip in right into these clips on both sides, and it will cover everything you have in the back here. Same thing with that. Here are your clips for the roof when you take it off and put it on the back here. There's 2, 1 on each side, that you can put the roof right in here, and it's here for when you need it. And also, you have these really deep compartments, both sides, quite deep, gives you a lot of extra space in the back of this car. Because of one downfall, there is no spare. So, without having a spare, they give you a lot more space to store stuff in, which is an interesting offset, but nonetheless, you can only have one or the other, really. So, we'll go under the hood now and check out that engine. Alright, now to get under the hood, right under here is the pull lift to unlock the hood. Pull that and make sure it's unlocked. Go around and give this ginormous hood a big old lift all the way up. So one thing nice about Corvettes, especially this style Corvette, the whole front hood comes up, so you have easy access to this beautiful motor under here. Now, for an 84, you do not find an engine more clean than this. For a car that is almost 40 years old, it is tough to find something in this condition. And as you can see here, we've got the beautiful 350 small block, making 205 horsepower, 290 foot-pounds of torque. Now there's not much done, as you can see. We've got new lines, new spark plug lines. It looks like we got new belts. We got new hosing. There's also these all over the wires that are done. This does have the upgraded suspension kit all the way around, although the rear ones do need to be replaced. And as you can also see down in there, we've got blue calipers. Not something you see often on cars is blue calipers. Normally it's red on these cars. Now, under this hood, it is a crossfire injection engine, which means it's not your standard carb. So this big box right here is your air intake, your carb. It does everything all in one, compared to where you would have an intake manifold down in there. Then you have your carb sitting on top, and then your air filter, or air intake, whatever you want to call it, on top. This is not quite there. This was right before they switched to carb engines in the Corvette. This is the exact same engine that came out of the C3s, the last couple of C3 years. Just a few minor differences to update it to the new look of the C4 Corvettes. Alright, so this is the engine, quite clean. You do not find them many that are in this clean. We've got your coolant right here, quite big fan. That fan runs all the time, so it is quite loud and annoying. That will be replaced down the road. And it is just a very clean engine all around. So now let's talk about upgrades to this car. Alright, now after going over all this car, you know, this beautiful Corvette, we gotta talk about mods and upgrades that we are planning to do to this car. First of all, I've got some mods have already come in. I won't tell you what. You will be seeing a video on that coming shortly, probably multiple videos, because it is quite a big project to be done. So off of that, just general mods we're going to talk about. One, a whole new dash. This thing's crap. I like it. It looks cool, but we need something a little bit more modern, a little bit more updated for now. So we're going to put in a new digital dash at some point. It's going to be a nice color. I'm not going to tell you what color. A new dash. I'm going to put extra gauges on because we're going to lose some once we upgrade. But there's also some other things that I want that aren't quite in this car yet. Two, we need a new e-brake. That does not work. The cable is snapped. So that will have to be replaced at some point. We're going to need new weather stripping all around. I didn't quite show you, but in the rear latch, we are missing chunks of the weather stripping back there. So that's going to have to be replaced. Like I said earlier, only half the speakers in this car work. Well, I don't even think half. I think 2 speakers out of the 8 speakers in this car actually work. So I'm going to go through new radio, new speakers. We're going to put an amp in it, maybe a subwoofer. Maybe not at first, but maybe down the road one of those big apartments will throw a subwoofer in there, get a real nice sound. After that, some cosmetic work in here, new lights, a new mirror, because that mirror's kind of crappy and it's gone. Maybe a new steering wheel, you know, a new shift knob, because that's getting worn down. Small cosmetic stuff other than the major stuff in the interior. Because most of it's good, it's just used, worn, got scratches, faded paint, that stuff. Normal wear and tear, especially for a 40-year-old vehicle. Now let's get to the outside of the car, particularly on the body. The body is in great shape. The frame is in great shape. There's no rust at all on this car. There is a couple chips in the paint. We're gonna have to repaint it. We're gonna have to fix that cut in the hood, which is fiberglass. Fiberglass is fairly easy to fix, and since it's a dark paint, it'll be very easy to match when we repaint the car, or repaint sections of it, because not all of it needs repainted. We just need to repaint the parts that need it. That will be down the road, and you'll be able to watch that. Hopefully I'll get you down to watch the whole process of prepping and painting and all that stuff. That'll probably be a multi-video thing, but I'll try to explain it the best I can on what we're doing and record most of it. Other than the body, there's a couple bolts or parts of the panels that where they're screwed together, they kind of broke. That's not really the biggest thing, but just cosmetic related, so the panels don't fall off. That's about it for the body, because the body's in great shape. Now under the hood performance, this is where we really get into it. We're going to put a whole new exhaust system. Headers all the way back. We're putting all brand new, and it is going to sound loud, and it's going to sound great. Because one thing of owning a V8, you want to hear it. And I want to hear that grumbling V8 no matter where I am. Other than that, I'm going to change it from a fuel injection. We're going to change it to a carb setup. Got to figure out how to do that exactly. But that's going to be a major project that you guys are going to watch. That's going to be down the road as well. So we're going to do that. We're going to probably maybe make some upgrades within the engine. Maybe new heads. Maybe, I don't know. I haven't figured that quite out yet. We'll see when we get there. But we're going to upgrade the whole coolant system. Hoses, AC, fan, everything is going to be replaced. We're going to do new wiring. Every time we replace something, I'm going to put new wiring down. We're going to put an oil cooler on to keep that oil cool, because this 84 Corvette, these C4s in general, run at about 220 to 230 on an oil temp, which is very hot normal for a normal car, but it's normal for this car. Well, we're just gonna keep it a little cooler, maybe around the 190 200 range with that oil cooler and upgrading the cooling system. Other than that, we're gonna put new shocks all around, maybe lower it just a little bit to give it a little bit more meaner stance, because like I said, the back shocks are, I believe, gone, and they give you a nice loud thumping every time they're fully extended. So that's probably a good idea that they are done. We're gonna put new tires. I haven't figured out what exactly tires, but you will see. Well, I don't mean tires, rims, I should say. You'll get to see those when they're done. I already have them picked out. I haven't got them yet because this is like, I'm such a small channel. We gotta spread this out so I can afford it all. That's why you guys have to like and subscribe, because the more you guys subscribe and like these videos, the faster we can put mods on this car. The faster we can get more cars. And you never know what'll happen down the road. Maybe we'll go bigger. Maybe we'll go out and see some of these supercars. Maybe down the road eventually, but the more you people like and subscribe, the more money we can put into cars and getting new cars, having fun, maybe going on trips. Other than that, we're going to upgrade brakes and rotors all around. I'm going to put some more performance brakes and rotors on. We're going to keep the calipers if we can. Maybe give them a touch up, repaint them blue, because I like the blue. It's an interesting color that you don't see often, so they are going to stay if possible. What else? Yeah, I think that's it at this point for ideas for under the hood. If you guys have other ideas that you would like to see, put them down below and we'll talk about it. Other than that, we've got general maintenance stuff, like the windows are going bad, the window motors are going bad, the seat belt, there is no, well, as you can see, there is nothing. It's not catching, so that's not quite safe. And some other small things. We're missing a lot of screws. There's some pieces that are missing on the inside. Small stuff that over time is going to be fixed. First of all, one of the main things, we're going to lose this visor. These visors don't do anything. Me being 6 foot tall, they're just in the way. So they are going to go probably sooner than later. And I think that's it for everything. So if you guys have any other ideas, put them down below. And while you're down there, hit the like button. Also hit the subscribe button, because the more you subscribe, the more you like these videos, the more money we can put into cars. And I'll catch you on the next side. I'll catch you on the flip side. So we'll leave it right here. Until the next video, we'll see you later.